Hi, this is Eve coming to you with this zippered panel tote bag video. This is an example of a tote bag I had done some time ago, and in this video I'm going to be doing a smaller version, okay, but the same technique. I'm going to be using a lighter cotton material but basically the same technique. This one, as you see, 6 pockets in all in this one. And that's the base of it. There are straps. Let's begin drawing up the pattern. Okay, so here the paper was folded, and this is the dimension of this is going to be really smaller, so you can measure, as you prefer. You can do it a little smaller, bigger, and important to always find the center in these patterns, because you're going to be referring to the center a lot, and you measure, try to measure as accurately as possible. So here I'm going to be cutting out 2 for the shell. And I'm going to be doing lining using the same material. So there's the other 2 cut out for the lining. I'm going to be placing now on the shell some straps, okay, and note the position I'm going to be placing them. Here I took the tape measure because I wanted to try to understand the length that I wanted. So here are some strips of material for the straps. I'm going to be ironing them, okay, first to the center and then folded to the center to create my straps. Very important to be accurate when placing the straps. So here I measured, and with a chalk mark, like 5 centimeters from the edge on each side, and I placed the strap, always trying to be as accurate as possible. Use your ruler to help with the measurements. Here I use this strip of paper, but you use, because the ruler wasn't handy. So there you place your straps in this position, and always check to see that there is a symmetry, and always check for the midpoint, and you'll see why. So I'm going to be sewing along as indicated, and then I'm going to be not only sewing on the shell and the strap. Here I made a fold, and I'm going to be continuing along the straps in sewing the straps alone. So first, okay, you go that way, and then okay, I go towards the straps in that way. I go down, go across, and I continue along the other side. Okay, always back stitch, especially on the where it connects to the shell. Here I'm going to be measuring circumference, but not the whole one, just let's say half circle, okay? And because I want to have an idea of how many centimeters I need on each side, how much. So here you have to measure and you do some subtraction, because this is the zip that's going to go into the panel. This is a zip is about 15 centimeters, and this is going to go into the panel. Now the panel, I'm going to be using this black strip of very, very heavy cotton. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting it in half and placing the zip, sewing the zip onto both halves of this material. There it is, sewn on one side. And now I have to sew it, the other zipper tape to the other side. Now with this zip sewn, here I really have to finish this panel by adding strips of material to it. Note the way I'm going to be adding the strips. Always measure the width, because that's going to determine the width of your strips. Here you really want to find out the circumference of that half circle. The strips are placed in this way. Okay, so the right sides, both right sides placed in this way, and you sew about 1 centimeter from the edge. Okay, you sew right along that point here, 1 centimeter from the edge. You do the same thing on the other side, and here it's the panel, it's finished. You see the 1 centimeter sewn. Then you top stitch so it lays really flat. Sometimes I baste the sides of the strips so that they can stay flat, because it's like one continuous panel, so it's easier to insert in the project. Here is then the base part material, and the width of this was determined after I created the middle panel. Okay, middle panel has 7 centimeters width, and this now has a 7 centimeters width. Here I'm going to find the middle of this zippered panel here. Very important, because it, for the project, has to be sewn onto the shell and onto the lining. So there's the middle here. Now here we're going to place this panel, the mid part here, to the mid part of the lining here. Note the way it's placed. The zipper pull is facing up. Okay, so we're gonna pin this to the lining, pin it around, okay, the half circle part, and then you take it to the machine and you sew. So it's all pinned here, and there is a little bit of bulk, and you really have to, you go slow and you sew really carefully, about 5 millimeters from the edge. You do the same thing with the other piece of lining, okay? And here is the finished part here, okay? Sure your zipper works well. Here you can clip the edges of this half circle so that when you turn it inside out, it lays flat and lays properly the way it should. Now we have to insert this, we have to sew it onto the shell. So note the way it's supposed to be sewn onto the shell, okay? You line it up, the middle, the midpoint, and the midpoint, okay? The right side of the shell to the right side of the zipper panel, but at midpoints, and you pin and you pin, and now it's really creating some bulk, so you can even baste if you want to be more precise. Now this is sewn. I'm going to be turning it inside out. So you can see how it's shaping up. Okay. So dear, then you push the straps in and you proceed to sew the other shell, okay, to the zipper panel. Now when it's all done, you pull things, you turn it inside out, okay. And you're really almost finished. Any raw edges were finished with zigzags. You're gonna close the sides, sew the sides, so there again you turn it inside out, not all the way, okay? And you see where those sides have to be sewn. You can put a base in this, and you can just, attach it with you can put it with a foam, you can cover the foam, or you can attach it with a few stitches, and then you're ready to go. So this is Eve signing off now. Till the next video, have a great day.